I mean, I'll be damned if I'm gonna be out here in this freaking heat and the grind and all that, and just so I can not grow, just so I can have the same setup for 26 years. I'll be damned if I'm gonna do anything for 26 years or 20 years or 15 years and be in the same spot.
Ooh, wee! Big Ray here.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. So I'm gonna get straight to the point this morning. If you're not trying to make the most money in your business, whether you're starting out or whatever, if you're just trying to get by, then you can go on and go to the next video or whatever. This video is for people that are trying to really get to it, that are trying to make a lot of money, not somebody that's just trying to get by. So I've been watching a little bit of YouTube, you know, this morning, and I'm seeing videos where people are talking about, you know, you don't need a double axle trailer to get business started, and it's almost like folks are mocking other folks, you know. Now, I ran my business in the beginning with a single axle trailer, 10 foot. I still got it. I don't know why there's this forum out there that people are saying, well, you can't make a living with a single axle trailer. It's like that's the only thing they can mock somebody about. That's the only thing they got to say that just stands out to them. It's probably just the only thing that whoever's doing the other videos knows about the business, because that's all they've ever had. So now again, if you're trying to just get by, go on and go on to the next video, for real. My channel is all about the struggle, the grind that I go through, and my thinking. And my thinking is based on the assumption that all you guys that watch the channel want to do more than get by, right? I mean, everybody wants to do more than just get by, to me. I mean, and it would be hard for me to relate, okay, to folks that's not trying to be all you can be. And if that's, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, just getting by. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, my channel's really not about just getting by, you know. My channel's about striving to do the best and striving to do better today than I was yesterday. And true enough, we don't have to have, the kind of trailers and stuff that I have to start a business. I would never tell anybody that's just starting their business in lawn care to go out and spend, $20,000 give or take on a mower, a trailer, and stick equipment, and then start your business. That's a bad idea. Never do that, not ever. And I never say never, but I never do that. My business started off with a snapper, a rear engine mount, 25-inch mower, probably 12 horsepower engine. That's what I started with. Actually, I started with the push mower, and it wasn't even mine. But that was 15 years ago. And if I was still doing that from 15 years ago, and I haven't evolved or anything, then what am I doing it for? How do I know that I can't make more money? Because that's my goal. And this whole video is based on the goal of making the most money based on the time. It's all according to how much, how you value your time. It's really what it's all about. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, being solo and making enough to get by, and kudos, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But most of my videos are based on trying to overachieve and do more than get by. Getting by is a given. Some people don't think like that. Nothing wrong with that, but some people just don't think like that. But my videos are geared toward people that are coming into the game and setting themselves up for prolonged success. And that's what my channel is really all about. Y'all hear that wind, man? My channel is not anything about you know, just getting by. So, and as you guys see my channel, we talk about, well, first of all, I heard another YouTuber, I don't remember who, I heard another YouTuber talking about, you know, getting new mowers every 2 years. You can never look at equipment like that. Never. Because 2 years don't tell you nothing about equipment. When you're dealing with equipment, it's all about the hours. I'm just saying. You know, I can't say that in 2 years, I mean, it just shows you that some of these folks don't even know how to properly value their equipment, or how to properly project value on equipment. You can't say, well, I'm gonna trade my mower in every 2 years. Because what if you only put 100 hours on the freaking mower? Then you got a 200-hour mower you're gonna trade in or buy another one? No. You don't ever look at equipment as in years, days, months, or whatever. Always, I'm just saying, this is just me, always look at the equipment as the hours on the machine. That's very important. I mean, that's the only thing that matters when you're buying equipment, or contemplating selling equipment, or contemplating, you know, what the value of a piece of equipment is worth, you know, or what the value of a piece of equipment is. It's based on the hours, not how long. So let's get that format up front here. Because if you say every 2 years, well, some guys every 2 years, they could put 2,000 hours on a freaking lawnmower in 2 years. And then they may consider buying another lawnmower at that point. That's just me. These mowers get 2,000 hours on them, and everything, you know, you got to start looking at another mower. Now, if you're just doing part-time work where you're putting, you know, 200 or 300 hours on a machine every summer, then 2 years wouldn't make sense, right? Because in 2 years, you're at 1,200 hours. Now, it goes back to what kind of equipment you got too. Now, you don't have to have big commercial mowers like I got to get started in the game. I didn't. I mean, I don't know anybody that starts out with the kind of equipment that I got. I don't know anybody that does, you know. But in order to make the most money, you eventually gonna have to go to bigger, more reliable equipment eventually. So when you're first coming in the game, you don't worry about all that, right? You don't think about all that. You don't have to worry about all that. You can borrow Pop's tractor mower that he's been cutting your backyard since you was a little boy. You can go out and use that mower and make, you know, 100 or 2 a day. I mean, until you break something on it, which will happen because it's not designed really to come on and off a trailer all day and to, to efficiently do the properties. And once you step up to a commercial mower, and eventually I'm assuming that you will, because that's the next move. You don't want to get in business and then start buying equipment that's not going to help you make more money, in my view. This is all based on my thinking. I want to make the most money in the minimal time. That's my goal. That's the goal of my channel. That's the goal of my whole being. I'm not trying to get by. It's a freaking given I'm going to get by. So, but when you listen to some of these other guys, and they're coming from it's all according to where you want to go with your business too. Are you a part-time? Are you a full-time? Are you ready to to really get it, or are you just going to be solo and do a couple of yards here and there and make you $300 or $400 a week and make 50 grand a year? Is that what your goal is? Cool. You might be able to get by with you could probably get by with homeowner edition mowers. I don't know. That was never my goal. My goals have always been to make the most money. And my philosophy is to make the most money. And when you start out with whatever crappy equipment you can come up with. Nothing wrong with that. I did. Everybody does. Most people do. I mean, I never, even thought about a $8,000 lawnmower when I was 2 years in. I thought that was crazy. But what did I know? I didn't know nothing about business. I didn't know nothing about the most money. I kept looking at the other end on what it's going to cost. We want to make the most money. So you don't want to set yourself up to get out here and do the lawns like you do, and buying equipment that is not going to last you after you get started with the bottom equipment, the very minimal equipment that you need, which may cost you nothing. You may be able to borrow a weed eater from your uncle. You may be able to borrow Pop's mower, Granddaddy's mower, and you may be able to do. You might be able to borrow Papa's trailer. Hey, and then go get it, right? And then, if you're striving to be full-time, see, I knew that I was going to be full-time. There was never a question in my mind about whether I was going to just play around with this or I was going to put everything in it. I was all about putting everything in it. That was my whole thinking the whole time. I never was on the fence. It was this or bust. So, but you don't want to set yourself up to be doing this 20 years and not making the kind of money that you could potentially make if you had the right equipment, if you had the right trailers, if you had the right customers, if you had the right margins. I'm curious as to if somebody now I'm speaking to the people that are doing this, that want to do this and make the most money and want to do this and grow. It's a given you're not going to come in with $20,000 worth of equipment. I'm going to just assume that, because no, I don't know anybody that does. But if you've been doing it 10 years and you're full-time and this is what you do, no, you don't have to have a quadruple axle trailer, a tandem axle trailer. You can do it with a single axle trailer. Sure, you can. I did it for years, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And though I was probably, making decent money with the single axle trailer and with the F-150, you can run your whole business on that. You can make a decent living, But how do you know what more money you can make if you don't ever step up? How do you know? How does somebody that has never stepped up to a tandem trailer, a 250 truck, or anything above that, how are they really qualified to tell you that they make good money out here? Of course, they don't ever give you no numbers, actual dollar amount numbers. They don't talk about none of that, because it's probably peanuts compared to somebody that evolves each year, or evolves, maybe not evolve each year, but evolves, after 10, 15, 20, 25 years. I'd hate to think that I'm still at 25 years in, but there's nothing wrong with that. But for my mentality and my mental makeup, that ain't how I roll. I can't roll like that, because I'm going to keep investing in the business. Now, if you have some outside vices, or just things that cost you a lot of money, or have unforeseen expenses, where you're just trying to pay your bills and you can't hardly put the money back in the business, so you have to kind of stay at the beginning stages. The way my business is set up, at 15 years in, there's no way that I could run my business the way it's set up now with a single axle trailer or two. I got to be able to haul 2 big mowers around for my customers and my client base. I got to. That's just me. And then have a little space in case I have to, haul some debris off or anything like that. And if you're basing everything, and this is just to my subscribers, if you're basing everything on that analogy where, you're gonna, just get by, then you're never gonna graduate to bigger and more money. Never. You're not going to graduate. And not that what my business is about is what your business should be about. But if you stay small, nothing wrong with that. I don't want to offend nobody. If you stay small like that, then you can only make so much money that way. I mean, a 52-inch mower and a 30-inch mower, 36-inch mower or whatever is only going to cut so much grass. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. One truck and one trailer is only going to do so many accounts. And nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. I did it for years, man. I did it. Well, I was solo and sometimes I'm solo now, but I was pretty much solo for 7 or 8 years. You know, I had guys come and help me from time to time. And sometimes I even ask myself, is it all worth it? Is dealing with the labor worth the money that you make? Well, it's just according to what you're trying to do. I'm trying to make the most money. And apparently I'm trying to make the most money with the most headache. Because more money always brings more problems. Sometimes that might not be, that's not right for everybody. Everybody's not, you know, like that. Nothing wrong with that. I could run my business right now off of a single axle trailer. I would have to trim some of the fat off, but I could do it, and I could make, you know, $70,000 or $80,000 a year. Of course, I wouldn't have a Bobcat if I thought like that. Of course, I wouldn't have 10 and 15 acre lucrative sites to do if I thought like that, because I can only haul one mower and only have one trailer. This video is for people that are trying to overachieve. That's what this video is for. So, now people don't have to listen to me and my business sense, because I don't know that I have any. I just know what works for me, right? But I know that if I stayed in the game for 20 years, 26 years, and I look out at my equipment and I'm still having to do the same thing that I did 25 years ago, labor-wise, equipment-wise, and everything, then me personally, for me, I would have to ask myself, what am I doing this for? Why am I busting my ass in the heat and everything only to get by? Only to just pay my bills, because if that's all I'm trying to do, then they're cool. But see, I'm trying to do a lot more than pay my bills. I'm trying to pay my bills and gain more equipment and gain more knowledge. That's me. That's just how that's just how I do it. Now, I assumed, and I was wrong, man. I will be the first to say I was wrong. I assumed that everybody thought like I thought. That if you're out here, especially down here, if you're out here in this freaking Georgia heat and you ain't overachieving, then I don't know, man. But if I thought on the synopsis that a single axle trailer is all I need, then, well, I wouldn't be no point in me buying a Bobcat. There wouldn't be no point in me having, you know, 100 or so yards. There wouldn't be no point in me doing anything other than just what I could physically do myself. Nothing wrong with that. I got to keep saying that. Nothing wrong with that, because people get their butt hurt. And I'm not dogging anybody out. I don't never, at least I don't think I do, and I don't never dog people's equipment out that are just coming into the game. Well, I do kind of feel a certain type of way if somebody's been doing this 10 years and they're still doing, you know, they're still dealing with, you know, homeowner type equipment and wondering why they're not making a lot of money. How does somebody that's never had a double axle trailer know that a double axle trailer won't make them more money? Well, it's all about making more money. See, somebody that's had a single axle trailer, right? And a double axle trailer, and a 3,500 pound axle, and a two 3,500 pound axles, and 5,000 pound axles, tandem, which is 10,000, and 7,000 pound axles, which is 7,000 pounds times 2, 14K. How is somebody that never had none of that stuff gonna be able to tell anybody else, well, how easy or how hard it is to make money with the limited knowledge that they really have? because they've only had a single axle trailer. So it's coming in the game. It's a given that you're going to have a single axle trailer. I think it'd be stupid to go anywhere else. But are you going to slave out here in the freaking heat and waste, not waste, but use your time kind of spinning your wheels, if you will? There's no set way to do this. There's no set operation mode to grow your business. And there's no, nobody is, I'm not coming down on anybody that doesn't have a tandem trailer or commercial mowers or whatever. I'm not coming down on them. I'm stating an obvious fact. And the fact is, if you've never had a tandem axle trailer, then how can you tell somebody that they don't have to have one to make a lot of money? Because you've never had one, so how would you know? It'd be like me saying, you can't make money with an enclosed trailer, or you can't make a lot of money with an enclosed trailer. I would never say that. Why is that, Ray? Because I ain't never owned an enclosed trailer. I don't know. My channel is about what my experiences are, and I haven't had any experience with a enclosed trailer. I don't think I ever will. I might, but I don't think I ever will. But I'm not going to sit here and say you got to have an enclosed trailer to make the most money, or you got to have an enclosed trailer to make the least money, or whatever. I'm not going to have an opinion on that, because I don't formulate opinions on things I don't know nothing about, that I have not experienced myself, especially when I'm doing these videos. When I'm doing these videos, the things that I talk about in the videos, these are my experiences. And if I was still back at the single axle 14-foot trailer, or 12-foot trailer, or 10-foot trailer, whatever, then there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have right now. And I wouldn't have as much money either. Because if I can't haul the big boy mowers around safely without getting flat tires on my trailers and everything, then I can't make as much money. So then you can just take the Bobcat out of the equation, because that would never happen. You can take the big equipment trailer out of the equation, because that would never happen. You can take the shipping container out of the equation. You can take this truck out of the equation. You can take everything, all the bigger tools, equipment that I got. You can take all that out of the equation, because I would never have gotten there without these trailers. I know that, because number one, I wouldn't be able to haul around a Bobcat. Not going to buy a Bobcat if I can't haul it around. Oh, and don't forget the dump trailer. That's a tandem trailer too. Again, I'm talking to people that are trying to really get to it. Not people that are that cut a few lawns here and there and been doing it for 50 years and they have not evolved. Nothing wrong with that, it doesn't matter to me. No, I'm just expressing my thoughts on my channel, on what I do. And I don't mean to offend anybody. If I ever come off as offending people for the things that I may say about equipment or labor or blah, 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 that's not my intention. My intention is just to be honest about the things that I go through out here, and what has been a good thing and what has not. And based on my experiences. I can't base it on nobody else's experience. I can't tell you how much money you'd make if you had a semi tractor trailer, because I don't know. I can't tell you how much money you would make if you had a $100,000 excavator, because I have no idea. And I'm not going to speak on those things that I have no idea. So for somebody to come on their channel and express what they don't know anything about, well, that just sounds ludicrous to me, man. It doesn't even make sense. I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense. As we are getting into this season, you got to think about, you should think about where you're trying to go big picture. If all you're trying to do, if you see yourself right now and you take a picture of your equipment right now and your bank account right now, and then you fast forward 20 years, and if you take that same, and you take a picture of the equipment after 20 years, and take a picture of the bank account after 20 years, and it's still the same, what are you doing it for, man? I'm all about growing and evolving. That's what I'm about, making the most money. Say it again. And, not that my model is the best model. I don't know. I ain't got no freaking business degree. But I know how to hustle. And I know how to spend my money and on things that make me more money. Stepping up from the lawn care game to the skid steer game, well, that's the same as stepping up from the residential mower to a commercial mower. You see what I'm saying? Because without the commercial mowers, I got not that Exmark or Skag or any of those mowers are, any different than any other mower in their class. I can make money with a Gravely, with a Wright, and I can make the same money probably. Now I couldn't make the same money if I had some residential mowers, because the residential mowers are not gonna be as powerful, or not gonna be as efficient, or not really made to go on and off a trailer all day. So it's that small thinking that'll get you hung up to where you 20 years in and you ain't evolved. And, if you are out here full time and you've had the same single lawnmower and then a smaller backup, and you've had that single, riding lawnmower for 10 years, you ain't making no money, man. Not compared to what you could make. You're not really hustling because of the amount of time that you've had a single mower and you haven't had to upgrade the equipment none. Nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But to a seasoned vet, your 10-year-old mower, single mower that you've had and you call yourself in business, now if you had 4 or 5 mowers, then that'd be different. But you got one. And you've been in the same mower for 10 years. That tell me you ain't running it a lot. Because if I were running a single mower for the last 10 years, number one, the mower would have 8,000 hours on it. Number two, I wouldn't be nearly as efficient on the bigger properties that I am with 2 or 3 mowers. I mean, it ain't rocket science. So, don't get caught up in what I say or what other people say about what equipment you need or don't need in the beginning. In the beginning, you need to get in wherever you can get in, the cheapest you can get in. Then after you see that this is something that you want to do, after you see this is something that you like, after you see this is something that you can feasibly do and make a living at it, and this is something that you want to explore, Then you can make decisions on equipment that you really need to buy based on the customers that you have accumulated. And it don't have to be Exmark mowers or Skag mowers or, you know, it doesn't have to be that. I just like to have efficient mowers based on my business. You'll have to figure out what mowers are needed for your business. The name really doesn't matter. I mean, you know, but coming in the game, I borrow everybody's mower. I borrow Pop's, Mom, Dad's, uncle, sister, brother. I mean, I get a weed eater from my uncle. I get a trailer from my grandpa. I borrow Dad's mower just to get started to see if I can make some money. And if I like what I'm doing, then I'm going to invest in my business to try to keep doing it. Because I can tell you this for sure. Mom, grandpa, uncle, brother, sister, of all the folks that let you borrow that equipment to get you going, they ain't gonna let you borrow that equipment forever while you making money and not putting it back into business to buy your own equipment. And no, you don't have to have a quadruple axle trailer, a triple axle trailer, a double axle trailer to make a living. Hell, you probably don't even need a trailer at all to make a living, to get by, you know. You could probably buy you a 52-inch mower, used, pull it up on the back of a pickup truck, and go. I did. I used to drive a John Deere tractor mower up on the back of an F-150 pickup truck, and did it for years. I did. That's how I know what I know, y'all. That's how I know that I don't understand when people come on YouTube and they're talking about, like I've said, that you can't make a living with a single axle trailer. Like that's part of my operation motto or some shit. I've never said that. I did it for years. I did it without a trailer, y'all. And then I got to, but I evolved little by little by little. And again, I'll say it again. I'll be damned if I'm going to be out here in any occupation. It don't freaking matter what it is. And I look back on 20 years and I have not accumulated nothing. Well, you can't never get none of those years back. I want to know that I did everything I could possibly do to grow my business and to make the most money. And there are days that it backfires on you. Some people are not equipped to deal with growing. Some people just want to get by. I get it. Nothing wrong with that. That ain't me though. That ain't me.